22 people have been killed after a Russian Defense Ministry plane crashed into the Black Sea just minutes after takeoff. Most of the passengers were singers and orchestra musicians with one of Russia's most famous musical ensemble, the Alexandrov Red Army Choir. The ensemble, with over 2,000 songs in its repertoire, is known worldwide. All day, friends of the victims, colleagues and those who simply admired their talent have been paying tribute at the headquarters of the Alexandrov Ensemble in Moscow. They say the loss is simply incomprehensible.
Для нашей страны, для армии, для меня как автора ансамбля. С ансамблем я потрясен тем, что произошло. Забудь такой коллектив.
Нам еще предстоит осознать масштаб этой утраты. И поймите правильно, даже одного артиста воспитать, подарить его творчеству людям – это огромный труд. Это был уникальный коллектив, это симбиоз талантов. Как это будет восполнено теперь, это даже трудно себе представить.
These are what became the last words to his wife and son from a musician in the ensemble, Dmitry Litviakov. Just before 2 o'clock in the morning, he sent them a message telling them not to worry and to go to bed. Some 30 minutes before the crash, he sent his very last message, "I love you." And this is the final photo of another singer who was on board the flight. Alexander Shtuko sent it to his girlfriend not long before the catastrophe. She posted it online together with these words of love that you can see here on the screen. We talked to Alexander's family.
Говорил, приеду из Сирии, Новый год будем справлять. Мама не знает, а он мне вот рассказывал, сюрприз хотел сделать.
У меня очень хороший сын. Я думаю, лучший сын. Ну, у всех хорошие сыновей. Им нельзя было погибать. У сына было очень много планов, очень много было надежд и, всяких фантазий. У 30-летнего парня, естественно, много чего впереди еще должно было состояться. Не состоялось. Я неделю просила его не лететь, просила его отказаться.
And this is Valery Khalilov, the head of the choir and Russia's top military orchestra conductor. He only took up the position in April of this year, adding to an already impressive career. Among his achievements was conducting orchestras at the Victory Day parades for over a decade. He also oversaw the Spasskaya Tower Festival, the world-famous event for marching bands held annually in Moscow's Red Square. We talked to David Johnston from the Celtic Massed Pipes and Drums Band. He personally knew Khalilov and took part in the festival with him.
We worked very, very closely with General Khalilov, and I remember my first meeting with General Khalilov where he asked me to do something with the bagpipe music. It wasn't possible, and we were both standing in the Red Square, and he was telling me, "You will make it possible." And I was saying, "But I can't, and I cannot make it possible." And we had this bit of a standoff, and that was where he then shook hands with me, and ever since then we were the best of friends. When he stood up in in front of all the mass bands for the finale each evening on the Moscow Tattoo in Red Square, he was a fantastic, powerful figure. His legacy comes into every part of music, no matter what type of music you're thinking about. It's just a terrible loss.
In the spring of this year, RT made a film about the Alexandrov Ensemble and spoke to some of its members. One of them was Yevgeny Bulochnikov, who was killed this morning in the crash.
In the ensemble, everyone is important. The conductor, the orchestra and the choir, all together. You have to take your part seriously. We breathe history. There's the saying, the person who doesn't know the past doesn't have a future.
Yevgeny's friends say they're devastated by his death. They told us they expected him to return home very soon, and now they can't believe that he'll never come back.
В субботу праздновал день рождения. Вот уже Женька. Евгения Булочка, солист. С детства уже дружили. Приехали вместе с Воронежа. Работали вместе в Воронеже. Потом решили в Москву приехать. Приехали в ансамбль Александра, работали. Постоянно как-то вместе двигались. Он все время стремился солистом стать. Стал солистом, достиг. Вот в субботу последний раз мой день рождения. Мы отметили, и все.
Очень всегда веселый, шутил, всегда мог поднять настроение. Был очень искренним и таким добрым.
The choir's lead singer, Vadim Ananyev, was supposed to be on the plane, but changed his plans shortly before the trip. He told us his emotions on learning what had happened.
My child was born, he's just a few months old. The eldest is 10 and the middle one 5. My wife just couldn't cope alone, so I asked my choir director for understanding and he agreed. As a result, I'm standing in front of you, but I was supposed to be on this flight. All my friends, including from abroad, are calling me in tears. We have a lot of foreign friends because we go on tours and we have fans. Everyone's calling me saying, thank God you're alive. I was woken up by a phone call and was told what had happened. I just can't believe what's happened. We need time to comprehend it. My wife is crying, my kids don't understand. Now I just want to go to church and pray for my friends.